Hi all, this is Priyadharshini working as an assistant professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Today we are going to continue with the lecture series Operating Systems. Under that we are seeing about the overview of operating system. In the previous session we saw what is an OS. To remind you, we saw the definition of OS. The definition of OS goes like that. It is an intermediate. The operating system is a program that acts as an intermediate or a moderator between the user and the computer hardware. So without OS we cannot do anything. Without initializing the OS or installing the OS, we cannot do any application that we need. So that is what we have understood with the operating system. And then we saw the main important goals of operating system, the user and the efficiency of the operating system. So in this session, we are going to see about the different types of operating system. In general, we have 7 different types of operating system like batch systems, multiprogramming system, multitasking or time sharing, multiprocessor, we have distributed OS, mainframe OS, then we have real-time operating system, desktop system, so on. So first we'll see the first type of operating system, that is batch system. So when you take the batch system in the olden days, the users will have different jobs. So user 1 will have job 1, job 2, job 3, user 2 will have job 1, job 2. So multiple users will have different jobs. So each job the user he will have all these jobs. For example, if user 1 is having 8 jobs, he will write all those codes of all the jobs in one punch card, and then he submits it to the operator, the computer operator. The computer operator only allocates the jobs based upon the batches. He will give it to the CPU to process the job. So I hope you all understand. So the users of a batch operating system here, the main thing is here they will not interact with the computer system directly. Instead of that, the user will submit the punch cards to the computer operator. So here the user prepares his job on an offline device like punch cards and submit it to the computer operator. Then to speed up processing, jobs with similar needs are batched together and run as a group. That is, after submitting as a punch card, the job of the computer operator is to separate it as batches. For example, if the user has COBOL Fortran programs and user 2 has COBOL Fortran programs, in batch 1 all the COBOL program will be done, and in batch 2 all the Fortran programs will be executed. So this is how the batch operating system works. Here the user has to submit the job to the computer operator. Then the computer operator places the batch to an input device. Jobs are all batched together. Then the special program is that monitor manages the execution of each program, and then the output is given to the user. So here the main disadvantages of this system is the zero interaction between the user and the computer, and also there is no mechanism to prioritize the process. And also when you note that in this batch system, the main disadvantage is being the CPU might be idle for a long time. When the job requires input-output devices, then that batch will be given input-output devices. After that finishing of the first batch only, then the second batch will be taken by the computer system. So here the utilization of a CPU is very worst. CPU utilization, many times the CPU would be idle. So to overcome the CPU utilization only, the next type of OS is multi-programmed OS. So when you take multi-programmed OS, here the CPU will be running simultaneously many jobs or many processes or many programs. So this is mainly needed for its efficiency. The single user cannot keep a CPU and IO devices so busy at all times. As I told you, the CPU is idle most of the time in the batch system. So to overcome this only, the multi-programmed operating system came. So here this systems organizes the jobs as CPU always has one to execute. So here the subset of total jobs in system is kept in the main memory. One job selected and run via job scheduling. If the batch goes for input output, for example, then the operating system switches to the another job, for example batch job 2. Then once this job also needs an IO operation, then operating system switches to another job. That means operating system is always busy. The CPU is always busy in the multi-programmed operating system. So the number of job pool, you will have the memory always. So the CPU has more resources to do the work. So this is about multi-programmed operating system. The next one is time sharing system. So in time sharing system, it is also similar to multi-programming batch system. In fact, this time sharing system are an extension of multi-programming systems. The prime focus here to minimize the response time, while the CPU is to maximize the usage of CPU as well. So it is the logical extension of multi-programming. Here, for example, if you take you have a CPU main memory and you have process 1, process 2, process 3. So process 1 takes 2 milliseconds to complete the execution. Consider process 2 takes 2 milliseconds to execute, and process 3 takes 4 milliseconds to execute. Suppose in this type of time sharing operating system, the time shared is only 2 milliseconds. So here in the job pool, you will have process 3, the first one to execute. So the time allocated is only 2 milliseconds. Remember, so time slice is only 2 milliseconds. So first 2 millisecond execution is done. Then remaining 2 milliseconds is there. So this process 3 will be taken to the tail of the job pool. Now process 2 works for 2 milliseconds. There is no problem, only 2 milliseconds. Then it handles over the CPU to process 1, which is also having 2 milliseconds, and then to process 3. So this is how time sharing system work. Thank you.